everybody that walks by now with a great deal of suspicion, because you never know. You know, we're like shell-shocked here, you know, and hopefully, you know, with time that trust in God, Jesus Christ, that we're going to be able to trust people again. But, you know, who can you trust at this point? Who do you know?
It's a valid question from Sandra Cantu's uncle. Welcome back. We'll take your calls on this topic. 1-877-TEL-HLN is the phone number. I want to welcome my colleague Jane Velez-Mitchell, host of Issues with Jane, coming up top of the hour. Jane, you know, this one, you and I have covered some difficult stories. That's what we do, and we try to make sense of them and try and learn from them. This one got me. Just when we see, Sean, if we could see the video again of little Sandra. She's 8 years old. She's skipping by her house. Not a care in the world. Every picture you see of her, she's got this cute little smile. What do we do, Jane, when we look at this? Is this a situation where we just aren't looking out for our kids, or is this a situation where who could have known, when we're talking about the person who killed little Sandra was a Sunday school teacher and the mother of a little girl herself?
Well, I think the uncle said it all. Who can you trust? It's not the stereotypical male sexual predator. This is a 29-year-old mother who was a Sunday school teacher, whose grandfather was a pastor. Talk about appearing non-threatening, talk about appearing to be part of the establishment, appearing to be kindly. So if somebody like this is going to commit a crime of this horrific nature, who can you trust? I think it's the ultimate betrayal, because it leaves parents feeling so helpless. It's really impossible to protect yourself against somebody like this, who is, you know, so insidious and who comes off as one thing while being another. And I think the big message is that the predator is not always the person we visualize in our mind. Somebody with perhaps looking like a Bowery bum, wearing a trench coat, you know, is in the gutter. A lot of times these people create, as a smokescreen, an image that is very non-threatening in order to gain access.
Yes, sir. That's what happened here. I want to bring back Justin Lafferty. Tracy Press been covering this. Justin, again, we were shocked, and as Jane points out, we've talked about it, that a mother could do this to another little girl. In all your time covering this, has anybody talked motive? Why she would do this to little Sandra?
I mean, motive, it has not really been discussed, I mean, much. But, yeah, I mean, as kind of Jane said, this is a very rare case. I mean, statistically, it's very, very rare that someone like Huckaby would do something like this.
Yeah, Jane, because that's where it's back to. I mean, certainly if we want to learn from this, we want to know what did Melissa Huckaby go through, or what's gone on in her life where she could commit a crime like this against an 8-year-old?
She had a very troubled past. She was living with her grandparents, even though she was 29. And she also had those bizarre incidents a couple of months previous where she allegedly drugged a man she was dating and drugged a 7-year-old girl. I think you remember the story. She took her out to a park and claimed that the parents gave her permission, but that wasn't true. And so she was obviously a very bizarre person, and I think that we have to trust our gut. It doesn't matter what kind of title somebody has. If you get a bad feeling off of somebody, trust your gut and keep your child away from them, because a lot of times it's the one who's coming in with the candy and with the treats and the toys. We saw that in that horrific sex abuse case involving the doctor, the pediatrician. All right, he had all these images that were seductive to children, clowns and other kinds of decorations.
Exactly.
So you have to really trust your gut.
Yeah, parents often have that intuition. We just need to follow it. Jane, we'll be watching Issues coming up, top of the hour. One real quick, I want to read a Facebook. Jeanette writes, I don't understand what is wrong with people today. How you can murder a child. They are innocent. There's nothing these children could have done, that they deserve to die. Once again, we remember Sandra Cantu and our condolences to Sandra's family. All right, coming up, new information.